It's Chef Sandy. I'm back again, and today we're going to make overnight oats. We're going to make two different types of overnight oats today as just some examples of the types of overnight oats you can make. You can make almost any flavor you can think of, but today we're going to make blueberry banana. I've got some frozen blueberries here. These are wild Ontario blueberries, and then I have a banana, and we're also going to make chocolate peanut butter overnight oats with cocoa and peanut butter. So let's get started. So first you're going to need some jars. So I always make my overnight oats in mason jars. These are the normal size. I've got a pink one here. But you can do half a size, so you could do the half mason jar size. I think a big one would probably be too big. This is about as big as you want because this is like a full adult portion of overnight oats. A kid's portion would be about half of this, or a snack portion would be about half of this. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with our blueberry banana. So what you start with is always your oats. So we're really going to focus on the tools we're using here today. I've got all my different measuring cups. You can see them all lined up here. I've got 1 cup, half a cup, 1/3 of a cup, 1/4 cup, and 1/8 of a cup. So all these measurements are going to be used today. And for our oats, we're going to start with half a cup. So when I'm measuring, you want to make sure that you even out the top. So I'm just making sure it's nice and even on the top. Perfect. Now I'm being careful when I'm pouring them in because I don't want to get my oats everywhere, because you can see my cup is a little bit bigger than the spout of the mason jar. So there we go, got my oats in. You can see proportion there, it is half a cup, but that's how much you want. Now I've also got some really neat superfoods here. I don't know if you've ever heard of a superfood, but a superfood is a type of food that has so much nutrition that it's really, really super good for you. So we call them superfoods. So what have I got here today? So this is our blueberry banana. So I'm also gonna add some of these seeds. So I have flaxseed and chia seed here. Now I've mixed them together, but only because I almost always use them together, even when I grind them. So I'm gonna add these in, and I'm gonna use 1/8 of a cup. So I've got my little 1/8 of a cup here. And this is about how many seeds you want. So I'm going to do 1 of these. So 1/8 of a cup of flax and chia seed together. Pour those in. And then here I've got some hemp seeds. And I want to use my measuring spoon for this. So this is 1 teaspoon. You can see I've got really cute measuring spoons. It's a little heart. So this is my 1 teaspoon of hemp seeds. That's going in. Hemp seeds have really nice high protein as well as good quality fat. And they have all these omega oils. And omega oils help your brain. So it's a very good brain food, and you want to think about brain foods. What do we have here? This is bee pollen. So bee pollen is an amazing way to introduce all sorts of new nutrition into your body. Bee pollen also has all these little particles from the honey and from the bee, and that actually gives your body a little bit of exposure to all the plants in your neighborhood. So if you're buying local honey, you're getting a little bit of an antidote of the allergens of your neighborhood. So all the trees you might be sneezy about, all the flowers that get up your nose, if you're eating local honey or local bee pollen, you're gonna have an easier time with your seasonal allergies. It also is really, really nice tasting. It has a bit of a honey aftertone. I'm gonna put 1 teaspoon of bee pollen in there. And then these are our frozen blueberries. So I'm going to add, I would say, 1/3 of a cup of frozen blueberries. So you can see I've got, it's just heaping there. So this is what you call a heaping cup or a heaping spoonful. So when you see in a recipe where it says 1 heaping tablespoon or 1 heaping cup, that's what it means, where it's still inside the cup, but you can see it's very full. So let's get our blueberries in there. Oh, lost one. Oh, lost 2. That's okay, guys. Still getting in there. And this is just ice because these are frozen blueberries. Fresh blueberries this time of year are just not ready. Frozen blueberries are more affordable. So I like frozen blueberries. Okay, we've got a banana here. So I'm gonna slice 1 banana, and you can get your mom or your dad or your older sister or brother to slice a banana up for you if you're gonna use a sharp knife, or if you think you're ready to do it and your mom or your dad says that's okay, you can do it with a butter knife and then you won't cut yourself, okay? So we're getting our banana in here. Perfect, that's enough banana. So not quite half a banana, a little bit more. So just a little bit more than half a banana. And I've got some Greek yogurt here. So I pick the type of yogurt that has a high fat percentage, because the high fat percentage helps your body balance all these sugars we're putting in. We've got banana, we've got blueberries, and the milk is gonna have some sugar in it as well. And the higher fat percentage helps your body break that sugar down and balance it. So the higher good quality fat that you pair with a sugar, your body's gonna have less of a sugar reaction. We talked about that a little bit last week with our sweet potatoes. So sweet potatoes are a complex carb. They give you a slow energy burst, where fruit gives you a high energy burst. So what I'm doing is I'm pairing some high fat yogurt and some 2% milk with those sugars to help slow down that release. And that, my friends, we call combination eating. It's a great thing to think about when you're thinking about all the foods you're having. Okay, so we're gonna do a 1/4 cup of our Greek yogurt, and this is 11 fat percent, kind of hard to find, incredibly tasty, very decadent. So I've leveled it off here. You saw with my spoon, I just leveled it off at the top so I know exactly how much yogurt I'm getting, and that's exactly a 1/4 cup. So here goes our yogurt. I know our jar is getting a little full. Don't you worry. Okay. Perfect. There's a little bit of yogurt here. I don't want to waste it. It's so good. Okay, so that's our yogurt. We're gonna add in, some 2% milk. Now I always recommend, especially when you have kids in your house, that they're drinking 2% or 3% milk, because the higher fat percentage is just like we talked about. It's gonna help those sugars release slower, and it's better for brain development. Here we go. Adding the milk. And I'm adding 1/2 cup of milk. I know I didn't measure on that one. But just so you know, that's 1/2 cup of milk. I'm also gonna add 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and I've got this beautiful Mexican vanilla here. I don't know if you've ever used or smelled Mexican vanilla, but it's absolutely dreamy. It's got a beautiful, full, natural flavor. So there goes our vanilla. And now we're gonna put the lid on and shake. Okay, and that, once it's all combined, you're gonna put this in the fridge overnight, and you've got blueberry banana overnight oats. Okay, let's make our chocolate peanut butter ones. So we've got our jar again, and we're back, and we're also gonna do 1/2 cup of oats. Oats, 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 oats. Ooh, it was a little messier this time, guys. That's okay. Here go our oats. Okay. And don't forget, we're going to add our seeds. Just going to tidy up my little spoon here. Okay, we're going to add our seeds. So again, we're going to add 1/8 of a cup of flax and chia seed, our superfoods. We're going to add, well, we're actually not going to add any bee pollen because it's going to give more of a honey taste. And we're going to use a little bit of maple syrup to sweeten up the cocoa in just a few minutes. There's our seeds. We're also going to add our hemp seeds. Can't forget about those. Those are good protein that we need. 1 teaspoon of hemp seeds. We're going to use 1/8 of a cup again to get our cocoa. So this is just classic dark cocoa. And with my knife, so whenever you're using a powder when you're measuring, so cocoa is a powder, so you would use this for flowers or things like that. I'm just going to level it off with the knife, and you can see how smooth that is. It looks so nice, guys. Okay. There goes our cocoa. You can see I'm just trying to keep my board tidy as I go along here, because if you let it get away from you, it really gets away from you. Tidy as you go. That's what my Nana always used to say. Leads for less kitchen cleanup. Let's see if I can get this peanut butter open. It's definitely not that easy. Come on, peanut butter. So this is the Bulk Barn peanut butter. And I like this one because you grind it yourself, which is really fun to do at the store. I know we can't right now, but usually it's really fun. And I like this peanut butter because I know exactly what goes into it. Peanuts. That's the best peanut butter for you, the one with just peanuts in it. So I'm going to do 2 big tablespoons of peanut butter. So as a tablespoon, I'm just using the bigger spoon in my spoon drawer. So usually in your spoon drawer, you have 2 types of spoons, a teaspoon and a tablespoon. People might not call them that, but that's what they are. So we're going to do 2 big tablespoons of smooth or chunky peanut butter. That's up to you. That's personal preference. Here we go. Glop. Okay. Here's all our peanut butter. Once again, I don't want to waste this. It's so good. Okay, so there goes our peanut butter. And this is optional for you here. You could add a fruit in, you could not. Some people like chocolate and peanut butter and fruit. Some people don't. I'm gonna add the rest of this banana and use it up. So, here goes my banana. It's really nice peanut butter, guys. Okay, so I've got some maple syrup here. This is a nice one. And I'm gonna be adding in 1/8 of a cup of maple syrup. There goes our maple syrup. Perfect. And now we're gonna add in our Greek yogurt again. And we're gonna do 1/3 of a cup of Greek yogurt. I'm smoothing it around just like I showed you before to get an accurate measurement. Accuracy with measuring is very important. You want to take your time. There's all our yogurt. Just get that edge off there. Okay, And I'm gonna add in some milk. So again, I'm using 2% milk. And you don't have to use dairy milk in this recipe. You could use almond milk, you could use soy milk, you could use coconut milk, you could use cashew milk, you could use oat milk. I don't know if you've ever used oat milk, but that's pretty neat. There we go, and again, that's half a cup of milk. I'm sorry I eyeballed that again, just instinct. After you've done a measurement so many times, you know exactly what it looks like. So here, I'm just gonna clean up the edge. I'm gonna borrow this lid, so I don't have to. You can see all the different layers here, guys. This is our oats and our seeds, our chia seeds, our flax seed, our hemp seed. You can see our cocoa, you can see the peanut butter, you can see the maple syrup, you can see the milk, and you can see the Greek yogurt. And now, we're gonna shake it. Awesome. Okay, now it looks a little watery at this stage, but now you're gonna put them in the fridge overnight, and the oats and the seeds are gonna absorb the milk and all the liquid in here, and it's gonna turn into an oatmeal texture. So this is, you can have it cold. You can also, once it's all done, you can stick it in a little pot and warm it up a little bit if you like warm oatmeal. That's up to you. Have a great day, and thanks for making overnight oats with me.